Welcome to Time of Death. This video is for informational purposes and in no way meant to glorify or condone violence. In today's video, we'll be discussing the murder of Juan Ricardo Garcia. Garcia was shot and killed on Sunday, September 11, 2016, in the 100 block of East 12th Street in Long Beach, according to LA County coroner records. Elijah Kareem Shabazz Hall and Avante Zarian Jones were subsequently arrested and charged with the murder. The following is the evidence at trial. At around 3 a.m. on September 11, 2016, DC and JH stood near DC's Buick in front of DC's residence on West 9th Street in Long Beach. A Mercedes-Benz approached a man with his headlights dim. Two African Americans were inside this vehicle. One man jumped out of the back seat of the vehicle, pointed a single-barrel shotgun over the top of the hood, and said, "Run them pockets," at which point DC realized that he was being robbed. DC responded by claiming that he didn't have anything. The driver of the vehicle replied, "Hurry up before you get blasted." DC and JH turned and ran away from the scene. The passenger got back into the car, and the two African Americans used the vehicle to pursue DC and JH. DC and JH successfully evaded the vehicle by fleeing on foot, and they both later returned to DC's home and contacted the police. At around 3:18 a.m. on September 11, 2016, CG heard what she thought was a car crash outside her residence on East 12th Street in Long Beach. She later told police she heard a loud bang followed by footsteps and then the door closing. At around 3:39 a.m., a police dispatcher informed Long Beach police officer Robert Cruz of a shooting on West 12th Street. Upon Officer Cruz's arrival at the scene, he found a man on the ground who appeared to be dead. Shotgun wadding was discovered nearby, yet no weapon was found at the scene. The wadding was manufactured by Remington for use in the 12-gauge shotgun. A wallet found on the man revealed his name was victim Juan Garcia. An autopsy of the victim's body later concluded he died from a shotgun wound to the back of the head, and that 20 to 30 feet separated the victim from the shooter. On October 7, 2016, a witness arrived at the underground parking lot of his apartment complex in Long Beach and discovered a shotgun. The police later took possession of the weapon, which was a black 12-gauge Mossberg shotgun that had a bloodstain on it. A forensic analysis of DNA found on the shotgun revealed that the chance the DNA belonged to a person other than defendant Hall was 1 in 980 octillion. The shotgun also had another person's DNA on it, but there was not enough of this generic material to allow a forensic analyst to draw any conclusions from this material. At about 3:40 a.m. on September 11, 2016, three brothers, DG, HG, and OG were drinking beer outside on East 14th Street in Long Beach. Several African American men emerged from two vehicles and approached DG, HG, and OG. Two of these men had firearms, a handgun and a shotgun or a rifle. The African American men pointed the guns at the brothers and demanded their wallets. DG, HG, and OG handed over their personal property, including HG's gold chains and the keys to OG's Audi. The robbers then returned to their vehicles, one of which was a gray car, and then drove away. After the perpetrators exited the scene, OG stood guard over his Audi. OG eventually left this location, and when he later returned, he discovered that the Audi was missing. A video recording from a pawn shop depicted a vehicle consistent with being the Audi stolen from OG arriving at the establishment at 11:20 a.m. on September 11, 2016. The recording also showed the car's 5 African American occupants get out of the vehicle and enter the building. At about 11:35 a.m., a pawnbroker at the location purchased various items, including a gold chain from an African American customer who had a rat tail hairdo. That afternoon, police observed a Mercedes-Benz parked at a strip mall. The vehicle's 3 African American occupants entered the telephone store. Later, police saw defendant Hall, who at the time had a ponytail, drive an Audi into that parking lot and go into a telephone store and then a nearby pizzeria. Several minutes later, defendant Hall returned to the Audi and backed out of the parking lot. Police officers initiated their pursuit of the Audi. Defendant Hall crashed the vehicle, fled on foot, and was apprehended by police. Police searched the Audi and found a phone that belonged to defendant Jones, which contained a photograph of defendant Hall that was taken on August 25, 2016. Another phone that was found in the Audi belonged to defendant Hall. Cell phone records indicate that at 3 a.m. on September 11, 2016, defendant Hall's cell phone was in the area just north of the scene of the shooting. These records also show that between 12:04 p.m. and 1:05 p.m. that day, defendant Hall's cell phone was in the vicinity of the pawn shop. The records further indicate that defendants Hall's and Jones' cell phones were near Hall at the time he was arrested. On September 14, 2020, defendant Jones pleaded no contest to manslaughter, robbery, and a gang enhancement. He was sentenced to 15 years in prison. Following the trial, defendant Elijah Kareem Shabazz Hall was convicted of 1 count of first-degree murder, 2 counts of attempted second-degree robbery, and 3 counts of second-degree robbery. The court sentenced Hall to a total prison term of 98 years to life. Juan Ricardo Garcia was 25 years old at the time of death.